Hey there, this is Ben from Pattern Profits bringing you a few setups into Monday, October 11th, starting with THO. This is Thor Industries. Had a power earnings gap back here, anchored VWAP attached to that power earnings gap. You came down, tested it, had a nice little bounce there on Friday after coming back down to 1020. Cloud had a little shakeout here. Look at this as a bit of a triangle. It's sloppy, but you can kind of see the triangle pattern that formed. And then you got the shakeout here, and now came back through that range looking for that break to the upside. So if you can get a triangle breakout, you have a standard pivot back here as well, 123.78. So looking for the push through and continued upside there, and then can use 1020 cloud and view up to manage risk, or you get a push out, then you have that 123.78 level that should become support to manage risk. I also have time to take another look at Snap. We keep coming back to this one because it keeps setting up and it keeps coming back to that same spot. We've looked at this spot a few times. Right here, power of three setup. You have 10, 20, 50 cloud. You also have the power earnings gap back here, an anchored VWAP. You're right kind of there again. Volume shelf is just below. It may come back and test this 10 trend line again or go sideways here. But the fact that you have the power of three there and the anchored VWAP there from the power earnings gap, on strength, you take out that anchored VWAP from off of the high. It tried to do that here, tried to do it again here, and couldn't. If the market cooperates, maybe that next time we take out that anchored VWAP from off of the high, turn that back to the upside, and then get some upside progress. You have the power earnings gap high here at 79.18, and then the all-time high at 83.34 above. And just have to watch if it does go sideways a little bit more or come in even a little bit more if it tests that trend line again. But the main thing we want to see is if it can clear that anchored VWAP from off the high. I also have UPST. UPST looks really good going into this week, flagging up high. And we have, let me blow this up just a little bit more. You're right there at 1020 cloud now. And where'd my volume, my price? Let's bring this over. So this is what we have. You have this flag pattern, 1020 cloud. You're right there. You printed an inside day on Friday. Volume shelf, while not quite as big as this one, is building out here, and it's just below price. So you have confluence here, the volume shelf, 1020 cloud. You have anchored VWAP from off of the high acting as resistance. But if you can get that inside day to come out to the upside, you push through this descending trend line. And once you get through that descending trend line, that pretty much confirms the flag breakout. So looking for upside continuation here, and then can use that 1020. This area would become your area to bench risk against once it pushes through the trend line and on upside continuation. The next two we talked about last week, but they remain valid and still look good. HUT, we were hoping this came down just a little bit more. It didn't, and then bounced. And now you're looking like you can get a breakout. It's kind of struggled with this 1067 level, hasn't been able to close above. But if you do push through and close above that, you've got the all-time high up here at 13. So good chance that there's this window here where there's very little volume, often acts like a vacuum. And once it can close above this level, you close above that volume shelf late last week. Once you get above here, that all-time high is probably going to act like a magnet, pulling price up to it. But be aware, got to watch how Bitcoin's reacting. The crypto markets have a heavy influence here, whether it's with HUT or SI, MARA, MARA, all of those heavily associated with the crypto markets. The other one I want to take a look at is also from Thursday. Matterport, MTTR printed an inside day on Friday. You're right there at 1020 cloud and right up against anchored VWAP from off of the high. So if this inside day can confirm to the upside, should be able to push above that anchored VWAP from off of the high, turn that back to the upside. As you can see, you've built out the volume shelf right here. Get above that. You're actually closed right above the point of control. That's that purple line. That's the highest volume, sits right there. So inside day comes out back above anchored VWAP, back above 1020 cloud, can use those levels then to manage risk. I do like this quiet volume that we saw in the consolidation. And then I'll also remind you there were big bets and they expire Friday of this week, the October 20s, very active. So heavy and aggressive bets that this closes above 20 by the end of the week. That's all I have into the start of the week. Hope you have a fantastic week, and I will see you again tomorrow.